All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Are black people really getting lynched every day? We're going to answer that question in a minute, and I think all of you with a connected brainstem know the answer to that. These anti-ICE mindless idiots are out of control, and we're going to show you evidence of that. Black people versus cops. We got a whole bunch of testimony. When I say testimony, we have a whole bunch of exhibits of the reason why y'all keep getting shot and you keep acting like it's white supremacy. And it got nothing to do with white supremacy. It has everything to do with the fact you don't know how to follow the rules. All right, but the last thing that I want to talk about is that how, we have to talk about the Nolan Wells family interview and also what The View said about it. I don't know why they want to make this about race. And the crazy thing is that I found out today, and I got to show you guys or let you in on a little secret, is that he came there with some black kids too. And why nobody talking about them? We'll never know. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to first of all say thank you to all the members. Thank you guys for being part of the Tatum membership program. Shout out to the rookies, officers, SWAT team, and also the deputy chiefs. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Big shout out to the deputy chiefs. Here's a list of all my number one deputy chiefs. So I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for the support. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Those of you who have seen me in public, you see me out with my family, whatever case it be, and have come up and said hi, just know I love you and I appreciate it. And I'm humble enough to understand that I would not be here if it had not been for the people that support me. So I love you guys. I appreciate all of you. Also, if you want to get this hat, all you got to do is go to tatumstore.com, tatumstore.com. And give a shout out to Joe for doing that, because I didn't even tell him I was going to do that. He just had that thing popped up and ready. Get you one of these hats. If you know, you know. All right, let's get to the young man, Nolan Wells. I will say this again and again, just in case it's your first time hearing me talk about this. I think it's a tragedy. It's very sad. This young man lost his life. He's really gone. This is not subject for fodder. This is not just for us to continue to talk about to get views and clicks. I mean, somebody's life is gone. And that kid was 18 years old. And I couldn't imagine losing my child at that age in some mysterious situation that happened where he goes on a trip, then they find him in the water somewhere. It's sad. I want to get that out of the way. But I do not believe that the family is making it any better by leveraging people like Benjamin Crump to be publicly saying things that may not be true and in other cases have been proven to not be true. Let me warn everybody real quick. I hope to God we don't end up in a situation where after an investigation ensues, that they find out that his black friends he was with had something to do with this and that he was trying to hang out with a white girl, the reason why he stayed on the island. I hope to God we don't get to that conclusion. But the way it's going, it's looking very interesting that the parents are not talking about these black friends that he was there with. Why are they not subject of investigation? Why are they not concerned that they had something to do with it? It's interesting. They're only talking about the white kids. All right, let's get to Benjamin Crump getting on TV on the, Griot? Platform called The Griot. And Grant told me they blocked me. I can't. I must have said something that hurt their feelings or something. I must have said something true on their channel. They don't want Brandon Tatum to engage. And I ain't even on X like that. You know they trash. All right, let's play this clip.
You know, it's amazing the times we live in, Natasha, because 20 years ago, black people would have no chance at justice. The local authorities would not charge anybody. Nothing would happen. And nobody got to bring civil actions for black life in America. And
Time out.
It was this
time out. He said 20 years ago. That was in 2006. You telling me Benjamin Milk Dud Head Crump that they didn't have justice back in 20 years ago? In 2006, cops wouldn't even investigate crimes against black people. They just be on here making up stuff. Wrote a clip.
Phenomenon that we have kind of created. I call it the legacy of Trayvon Martin, where we started talking about the value of Black life, where we started talking about the lived experiences of Black mothers and Black fathers when their children are taken from them in just unbelievable ways. And so our role is to come in first as a civil rights, civil trial lawyer. The Constitution says that under the Seventh Amendment, if you feel that you have been wronged, if you have been grieved, then you have a right to not try to go fight the battles out in the streets, but to come in the court of law and say, based on the Seventh Amendment, I have a right to civil justice. What is civil justice? It's any kind of justice that will not go up to the point where you can imprison somebody, arrest somebody, take their liberty.
Time
Only the
out.
government.
Time out. Time out. So what are you doing here? Explain this to me, somebody. Lord, help me. Explain to me how before you ever get evidence, the boy barely got an autopsy done, and y'all need civil rights attorneys to protect you. There is no violation of your civil rights. There is no inclination that there should be violation of your civil rights. The death is being investigated, but they preemptively interjected this foolery into a situation when they could be honoring Nolan and honoring his life and letting the investigation do its thing. Instead, they're leveraging his death to disparage people with no evidence. Why? I would never do this with my kids. If I thought and I was suspicious of something happening, brother, I'm not finna get out to the public. I'm gonna try to deal with it first. Because I don't want to be looking stupid when it was the Black kids that was the last ones that seen him. And then it all comes unraveling, and now your son's death is like a minstrel show. We don't want that. You should not want that. Let him finish. He had to tell the world that he grifted. You have a right to civil. That means you won't get an arrest out of this or nothing. It's just civil. He can't help them with justice criminally. He can't help them arrest anybody that killed their son. What is he here for? Civil justice. Next clip. Lord help us. Roll it.
Have you heard anything new? What is the latest with the local investigation that is happening alongside of independent investigation?
So I'm going to be honest, we have not heard from our local authorities since last Tuesday. And that was because I sent a text. I was like, hey, this is Christine, Nolan's mom, just wanted to get an update. We received a phone call, basically really no updates. And that was it. We've heard from no one else.
Time out.
Wow.
Let me explain this real quick. There's two things. You can look at it and be shocked and say, oh my God, this is an injustice. Or you can look at it more reasonably and rationally, is that if they don't have anything new to tell you, they're not going to call you every day and tell you, hey, there's nothing there, there's nothing there, there's nothing there. They got the boy, they did an autopsy. You guys are doing your own independent autopsy, but the autopsy so far has revealed a drowning and that there's no signs of foul play. Now, they have to go through and interview people. They have to go and find evidence. And while they're doing that process, they're not going to update mama and daddy every time they interview somebody unless there's a break in the case. And so when you don't hear back from them, that don't mean necessarily it's impropriety. Roll it.
Mr. Crump, what's your reaction to that? Is there anything that indicates, is that abnormal for you as someone who's worked on many cases?
It certainly is, if you put it in context. I know I had the opportunity to talk with Byron Allen, and Byron and I really had a deep exchange because we talked about if the roles were reversed, this investigation would be handled totally different. I mean, you would have had those young men being interrogated. They would have been separated. It would have been like first 48. If you had 3 young Black men with one young white man, and that young white man ended up dead. And so what Elmore and Christine and all of us have been saying, We want a zealous investigation for our son too. We want you to do for our son what you would do for anybody's son and get to the bottom of this because it's not adding up. And the fact that it seems like it's such a laissez-faire investigation. We take whatever they say as the gospel. We don't, press them on anything. We don't cross-examine them on anything. They say, Nolan said, I volunteer that I'm just going to stay behind. And I'm not even going to ask for my cell phone. They just take that as a grain of salt. And
all right, pause.
They
I bet you if I talk to them cops, ain't nobody taking it as a grain of salt. Could it be possible that they're taking it as a grain of salt? But it's not likely. Police officers are human beings. Everybody has children. I mean, most cops, especially when you go up in the command staff, at some point you can find police officers at some level of investigation that have their own kids. You guys act like white people are monsters, like they're Neanderthals. They can't functionally consider a black person being a normal human being. Like, I don't understand what the projection is all about. It's not fair. It's not reasonable. It doesn't make sense. What makes you believe that the people that found his body is not willing or prepared to do a fair investigation as if they have a motive? They don't even know who did it. He had black friends there with him too. So in y'all's mind of racism, they'll really want to get to the bottom of it, wouldn't it? Because they can arrest another black person, right? No, it don't fit in your narrative. So you preemptively say, that if it was a white kid, they'd be doing way more stuff. How do you know that? Give me an example of another situation happen like this where you have them do more for a white kid than a black kid. Tell me what your response is, my brother. Y'all act like black people don't live in Mississippi. Y'all act like black people ain't police officers. You know, that's the thing that bothers me about this whole thing. Let's get to some more clips. We got a few more. Let's go to the friend thing because the mama addressed the issue with the friend that came on TV that they said didn't want to talk on camera, but somehow they put his face and his name out there to the public. So anyway, mama's going to address him, and then we're going to have a clip where she addressed that girl that allegedly said she saw Nolan, like she was the last one to see Nolan. That's what all right, roll the clip.
But Trayston Shepard described himself as Nolan's best friend. He gave an interview saying that he was the one who was yelling in one of the viral videos that people had been questioning, and said that it wasn't Nolan in the video, that it was him, and that Nolan met a girl that day that he really liked, even though he'd never, interacted with this girl before. Her name was Katie. Have you spoken to Trayston since Nolan's passing, and how are you responding to his account of what happened?
So first of all, we don't know Tristan. We've never met him. So to say, best friend, childhood friend, that's a bit of a stretch. We've never met him. He's never been to our home. Now, if you were to say that about Jalen or Javon, I would say absolutely.
Time out. Jalen and Javon. This is what struck me. Ain't that what she said? Jalen and Javon? That sound like black names. At least Javon. I will shut the front door if these are two white boys named Jalen and Javon, right? And they're that close to the family and all this stuff. So Jalen and Javon sound like two black kids. Now she's putting out Jalen and Javon, meaning that if Jalen and Javon went on the news and gave a statement about this stuff, that she would be more willing to believe them because she know them better. So what does that tell me? That tells me that these black kids was there too. So what information, and I haven't heard anybody say anything about this, what information does the black kids have as it relates to him going missing? And are they telling the family that the white kids did something to him? None of these things are being explained, but all of a sudden black kids are getting introduced. But there's nobody worried about what the black kids could have done with Nolan. Those things are problematic to me. Let them finish.
You could say that those are childhood friends, those are best friends, because they've been to our home. We know their family. We're close to, their mother. But this young man, I maybe high school, they started hanging out or, kind of been around each other. But again, we don't know him. And not to discount anything he has said, which of course, still trying to rule those things out. but I mean, he has communicated. He did offer his condolences, which we appreciate. And he did let me know about that tidbit, which of course, like I've been telling everyone, if you have any information, forward that over to the local authorities. Make sure also forward that over to our legal team as well, just to make sure that we're looking at everything.
Let me say this to the young man. You know, not only does his parents, but some of his friends, they reject this notion about, he said, oh, he would just volunteer to stay. They're saying Nolan would never do that. So his friends are saying he doesn't really know Nolan if he's saying that Nolan volunteered to stay there. And we've had so many people now calling our call center saying where there was this argument and then 10 minutes later there was another argument. But those people have called said, no, Nolan was in an argument. And so now we have to continue to investigate to try to figure out everything that happened.
All right,
But
enough of that. I feel like I can see money coming out of his ears. You know, like the little cloud when they talking, I can see money, dollar signs in this thing. That's what I see from a man like that who has got no justice legally for anybody. It's all payouts and stuff because they accuse police officers of doing the wrong thing. I think it's funny, man. Like he's saying, people are now calling and saying that he was in an argument. Okay, we get that. I mean, maybe that's good information, but like nobody has witnessed anything that happened to him. Let's go to the young lady's statement because I think this young lady was the last one to see him, according to what people have said. Roll the clip.
This young woman, Katie, who's been cited in these various recollections of what happened that day, do you know if she's been identified? Has anyone spoken to her?
She has been identified. I do not know if anyone has spoken to her. Again, we just have not heard much, right? From our local authorities, which kind of, we're glad that we have kind of taken this course, however it may end. We're glad we did because of this right now, not, being able to have that communication. I just would think with situations like this, they would be more forthcoming, like, hey, let us keep you up to date. We understand the seriousness of the situation and, what you guys are going through. So yeah, but we don't know. We've never met Katie. I've never seen her in my life. She did reach out to me initially, just saying basically like it was a hey and bye type situation. And I was like, that's not what I'm getting from other people. So like I said, before, a lot of inconsistencies, and we just want transparency and a very thorough investigation, just like they would do for anyone else.
I just, to this day, I don't understand why they thought that they weren't get a fair investigation. I don't understand that. I get that you want to make sure your kid get justice. Like I would. I want this kid to get justice. If somehow there's an impropriety, by all means, I would be the first one to yell it out, and I want people to go to prison if they don't do the right thing. But to jump on that before anything is happening is crazy. Jasmine Wig Piece Crockett, she had to jump her ugly head in there and say something crazy. Listen to what she said. Roll it.
Nolan Wells. So for those that did not understand or could not conceptualize how it was that a little black kid could be afraid of a group of white children.
Time out. A little black, that boy was 18 years old playing college football. He's a little black kid. These people are so disingenuous. God dang it. He a grown man. And he looked like he was a big kid. He had to be like 6'2", 6'3". He bigger than his mama and his daddy. But he's a little boy. A little timid black boy is just scared of the boogie white man. I bet he could whoop half of the people in his friend group. But now the black kid he ain't got no agency. He just flailing around. But can't fight, can't defend himself. He just flailing around. The white man got to take advantage of him. Let her finish.
All I have to say is somehow Nolan Wells is deceased. And something tells me it wasn't natural causes for this 18-year-old to die who left his home with a group of white kids. I have no idea, what's going to happen, but another good friend, Ben Crump, is on that case, and we know that Nolan's body has been transported to Washington, D.C., where there will be an independent autopsy that will be conducted. But this 18-year-old didn't just die. And even if he had, if you, my friend, just another PSA, somebody call the authorities.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand. Like, you more concerned about having my phone than you are about having my body? Like, at a very minimum, even if he had passed out, like, put him on the boat and take him ashore. So, I mean, we will see what happened. We know that there's stories of, potential partying things that may have been going on. But at the end of the day, like, y'all know we've always had a buddy system.
Right.
Like, we don't leave each other. Like, that is crazy and wild. But again, there are certain cultural things that we do. And that is why it is so important to make sure, again, that you show up for jury duty. Because let's say something does happen and there are charges that come about. People need to understand what was going on specifically on both sides. And that is why we are supposed to have juries of our peers.
But it happens all the time. I'm glad you spoke on it, man. Thank you. I just got to touch on that. You said it, but as a black man, I got to say it too. Listen, when y'all going there for that jury duty, I know it ain't but $25 for that day, those days, them few weeks, however long you got to do it. You have to be a part of the system if you want to play or be able to go against it. You got to know how it works. And everybody walks away from the opportunity to be a part of the grand scheme of things and making a difference. So I just want to put it out.
All right, enough Gucci, man.
Nolan Wells.
Enough Gucci, man. His name is Gucci, man. I used to listen to his raps, and they ain't talking about nothing but degeneracy. All right, the thing is that I want to say before, I think we could probably skip the Black Panther thing. I don't know. We might still need to. Let's talk about it because these fools out here, these Negroes out here acting a fool. The thing is that, to me, I find it reprehensible for people to be projecting as if every white person is the same and every black person is the same. I don't like that. Nolan is not a representation of every black person because his skin is black. And these white kids aren't every white person that ever exists because their skin is white. Man, give the investigation a chance to go through and then make your claims. But to project that white people had to been doing something wrong. We don't know anything that happened. I want y'all to understand that. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows how he died. They just know he drowned. We don't know how he drowned, where he drowned, when he drowned. We don't know the last people that were with him. They have no evidence of nothing. We know nothing. But to project that because he was around white people that it had to have been something wrong is not fair. Now, if it come out and they find out these kids did something to him, then come on and put it out there. Now, here's some other... Roll the clip.
How many of us are troubled by the death of our beloved brother? Are we not troubled by it? This is why we're all gathered here, right? Because we are troubled in our spirit. We're troubled in our minds because many of us, that could have been our own son. And we have to treat it like that was our very own son. And I know you all agree with that. That's why we're all here. That's our son. That's our brother.
I am so proud of our black young men. And they are here representing.
Stop, time out. I want black people to do better than this. Bro, y'all, the whole life is activism. Man, y'all acting like it's the 30s. You ain't got nothing better to do than still be complaining like y'all still slaves. Man, I'm proud of our brothers standing up, but when a black man died, they ain't nowhere to be found. I ain't seen black Hebrew Israelites going out saying nothing in the community when another brother killed another brother. And I got 400 videos of showing you just straight violence in the black neighborhood. I sent some videos in our chat. Brothers just doing shootouts in the middle of the street. I saw a video of a brother at the gas station. It was a homeboy coming around with a mask on, shoot him. He paralyzed. He dead in the middle of the street. They doing CPR. Every day in the black community, stuff is happening, but you don't get no love unless white people doing it to you. Let's play the clip of these ignorant fools. Roll it.
There's only one man gonna save us, and that's Jesus Christ, the black Messiah. Jesus Christ is a black man historically, archaeologically, biblically, and he's always been a black.
Time out. He ain't like you. Just get that straight. If his skin was black, he ain't like y'all. First of all, Jesus was a Jew, kept the Sabbath. He ain't like y'all modern. Don't be trying to connect that. Moses probably was dark skinned. Jesus probably had a little tan on him, but he ain't like y'all dirty ends. Y'all do not represent Jesus Christ. Stop it. Roll it.
Man, you understand? I got to get it. Revelation 1:14. I got to show you what your king looked like. Because you've been bowing your knees, closing your eyes at night, and when you pray, you see the same man that puts you in the dirt every single day.
Every day.
The same man that oppressed you on your job. The same man hung you from trees. How in the world are you going to ask for a God that looked like them to save you? That don't make no sense. The slave master is praying to keep the slaves. And the slaves is praying to be free. Who God here? That's what you should be asking. Go ahead. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. Bring it out. His head and his hands were white like wool. Jesus Christ had white woolly hair, just like this beautiful thing right here on my head. Just like what that sister got in her head.
Read. Shut the front door. Y'all racist. Y'all just as bad as the Ku Klux Klan and all these other people out here just being racist. They the one to pressure on your job. Like black people don't own no jobs. Don't own no businesses. Like if you look at this area right here, Ocean Spring, Mississippi, look at all these black people there. So none of y'all own a business. None of y'all work for other black people. All of y'all oppressed by white people. I put my life on it. If we went to the police department right there in that city, I bet it's black people on the police department. Y'all, I can't stand this victimhood from black folks. Y'all is just living in the past with your sorry. Okay. Listen to what the View say, and then we're going to move on. Because you know they had to say something stupid. Roll it.
Speculation and mystery continues to surround the tragic death of Mississippi teen Nolan Wells. After he disappeared on a boat trip with friends, there are unverified photos and videos that have people questioning the account of Nolan's friends like Trayston Shepard, who defended himself on ABC News. Take a look.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
So there's so much speculation about what happened. So what is happening? What's going on? Where's it headed? I'm going to ask you.
I think what's very important is that Ben Crump has been retained by the family and is conducting an independent investigation. So much so, because it's happened in Mississippi. Yeah. There are some racial undertones to this. He was the only black kid on an island full of kids that were white. And his family is saying that he would have never, on the boat rather, and his family is saying that he would have just never stayed on the island and been left behind by his friends. His family also said that this kid, Trayston Shepard, they don't know him. So it's just so confusing because there were 3 boys with him that were good friends with him.
What are they saying?
And they turned off their social media accounts. They say that they have cooperated with the police, but they kept his phone and didn't give it to his parents.
And we're still awaiting autopsy results, and this is not...
It's funny how Sonny didn't say that they were black kids. Maybe I'm wrong. The parents seemed to say that at least one of his very close friends he went with was black. That kid is a part of this group. That kid has cooperated with law enforcement. Why are they not saying that it was also black kids he went there with? Y'all, I'm telling you, as sure as I'm here, sitting here today, if we find out that he had black friends there just as many as white friends, and if the black friends saw him last, or he was trying to hook up with some black girl or something like that, and this all went down like that, I'm going to rip. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do. You know what's going to happen. I'm going to show no mercy if it comes out like that. And I just feel like it's heading in that direction, unfortunately, because to retain this civil rights stuff right off the bat is crazy. Roll it.
currently being investigated as a homicide, but there's a lot of reason, I think, to suspect foul play, because this is, when they say he was left on an island, this isn't like Grand Cayman. This is literally like a sandbar. There's no running water. Nobody would willingly stay back without a cell phone.
The phone was found because the mom did the Life 360 and traced it to one of the friends' houses. The thing that shocks me is whoever parts with their phone. This is a young person. Yeah, this is a young person, and the his mom was saying that there's no Snapchat, it was more common for her son to have documented certain things. The phone wasn't in his possession, and things seem to be gone. That off the phone. That does raise some suspicion.
And those kids said,
and I agree with her on this, that it does raise suspicion if that is the fact pattern. That's the one thing that confuses me, is that why would the kid not have his phone? But then also, if they were malicious enough to kill him in a lake or whatever, they just throw his phone in there. Why would you keep his phone, delete the phone, then tell the mama you got the phone? And you know that you've done crimes associated with this phone. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but I'm saying that is suspicious he didn't have his phone. But I also think it's suspicious, or at least questionable, that they did something to him if they were willing to give the phone back. They could easily crash his phone up and threw it in the water like they did his body, I guess. Like, just what I'm trying to get to, y'all, is that if somebody would, no matter who kids there are, saw him die, either killed him or drowned him or watched him drown, and they had his phone, do you think they were willing to hide his death but keep his phone and then give it to his mom and them so they can see that there's evidence of them doing something nefarious against Nolan? I would argue that makes the thing not add up more so than giving a qualifying factor of them being involved. Roll the clip.
that they didn't have his phone at first, and because his mother tracked the phone through her Life 360 app, they then turned it over to someone else's, to one of her friends. So if you come back with someone else's phone and you know that they're missing, why would you not call the parents immediately and say,
well, why didn't you call as soon as you knew he wasn't there? Because you had to have known he wasn't there, because he wasn't there on the boat back.
When you went back.
When you went back. And if he's the only black kid, you know he's missing.
And his parents also said he was athletic and a good swimmer, because drowning was kind of the initial thoughts, which there are rip currents here. There even good swimmers could have run into danger, but you have to consider that.
Kudos to Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick has paid for the independent autopsy, flying the body from Mississippi to Washington, D.C., so that it can be independent. And Tyler Perry is paying for his funeral.
It's worst nightmare. You know, you don't want to jump to race.
No.
But Mississippi doesn't have the best reputation.
Correct.
And so we want to make sure that the officers that are there know that we are expecting them to do their job. Unlike years ago when they didn't, this is 2026. So we are expecting your best work to find out what happened to this young man.
To act like they're not going to do it preemptively is crazy. I know we got the meeting coming up. What's the other clip that we should we do this one or do the police? Where the guy getting embarrassed by the police. I want to get that police. The police with the yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my last story today. I got to get to an important meeting. This is the most epic police video I have ever seen when it comes to people getting dissed by police officers that have had enough of your bull shenanigans. I have never seen them have so much fun with embarrassing one of these woke nut jobs that think they kind of in a gotcha moment, and they got. Roll the clip.
Camera right here. Have a great night. Take care.
You heard what he said.
You already said. Take care, brother.
You heard what he said.
I already said it.
I have mine too. It's Corcoran 4688.
What's your badge number?
It's gonna be on the summons that I gave you.
What's your badge number?
5043.
5043.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know that's illegal, right?
Herman 5096. That's twice for you.
All right.
Have a great night, sir.
Up.
Absolutely.
I'll prove points.
Have a great night. Take care. Right over here, sir.
Give me my license.
I got the license. You have your license. It's time to go. Have a great night.
Yeah. Yo, I don't have to leave, bro.
Hey, show everybody your suspended license on your camera.
I don't have no suspended license, bro.
Well, I just showed Mommy who's here to grab your car. Bye.
You're a liar.
Have a good one.
Let's have fun with this in court. Let's have fun with this in court.
Suspended.
Why are you being a bro?
Suspended. Suspended.
Have a great night.
You f***ed up. You said you pulled me over for no reason.
Listen to Mama.
You f***ed up.
Listen to Mama.
You f***ed up. You f***ed up.
Listen to Mama.
I ain't going to jail, nigga.
You know, the funny thing is, I have to say, man, I just enjoyed that video so much. Y'all have no idea. That's one of the most enjoyable videos that I have watched in a very long time. I love the fact that them cops is just had it with him. That these people used to do this to me on traffic stops all the time. They do it, they wrong as heck, and then they want to pull their phone out and act all weird because most cops just don't entertain them. But then you go, no, show you suspended driver's license. Mama came here to pick your car up because you can't drive because you drive it on suspended driver's license. Instead of people taking responsibility for their actions, they want to act a nut. And then you wonder why bad people get a bad rap. Let me give you exhibit B, and then we got to get out of here. It's cutting up in the Walmart. Roll it.
Don't let me hard time with no pain.
I told you. Stop. Stop. You don't stop.
He heavy, boy.
You don't stop.
He heavy.
You done now? Are you done? You done? Stop. You understand me? Yes. Stop. No problem. You gonna grab her? You gonna stop? Or you gonna stop?
This on top of me. Come here right now. This is on top of me. Come here right motherfucking now.
Time out.
Come here.
So she FaceTiming. See, let me show y'all. Let me tell y'all how this plays out. Black girl stealing at a Walmart with black employees in it. You would think that since somehow black folks believe that white cops supposed to treat them some type of way, why can't black folks treat the black cops a better way? Why can't you show some respect to your brother because he a cop? Y'all out here acting a fool, treating them just like y'all claim white people treating you. She's acting a fool. She done FaceTime a boyfriend. Now she gonna get him arrested. Look at what happened. She FaceTiming, get him off me. This is how women get you killed. That's why you gotta, man, the woman you date, the woman you marry is so important to your life. You got a woman out here stealing and acting a fool, then want to put you in a position where you think somebody hurting her, so you run up there and get caught up. Roll it.
Wait, motherfucker now. Relax. Ah, get this bitch off of me. Bro, get off of me. Please, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. Hang up with my girl. Hold on.
Felony. Time out. She got a felony for switching tags, which is a felony. In the state of Arizona, it's a felony. I don't know what state they're in. It's a whole bunch of black people, so it's definitely not Arizona out there. But switching tags and those things are felony charges. Assault on a police officer interfering with an investigation, at least the assault part of it, is a felony. So this woman, they got two felonies. I mean, there's two felonies that came, her boyfriend and then her. And they wonder why, man, they just always out here arresting us, man. We just going to jail all the time, man. They just go. It's all black people here. Y'all still acting a fool. Finish it. It's when your kids are stupid and then they grow up and be stupid. This is what it looks like. She did something wrong. The cop told her to put her hands behind her back. All she had to do was listen to directions. Put her hands behind her back, walk out of there, and deal with whatever you got to deal with on the other side. No, they got to fight, and they got to act the fool. She FaceTiming her boyfriend, assaulting police officers, talking about, get off my girl, bro. And that girl probably got 3 baby daddies. And you fighting, you finna lose your life for her, and she got 3 baby daddies. I'm just throwing it out there. But I got to get out of here. No post-show clarity tonight, but I will make it up to you tomorrow. I have a very, very important meeting that I have to go to pertaining to verdict, and you guys be excited about what's going to happen after this meeting. If you want some really good bourbon, verdict is your bourbon, all right? Drink responsibly. You must be 21 and over. And, you know, like I said, we advocate for people doing it the right way. There's nothing wrong with you drinking a little spirit if you're not going out and getting drunk and getting hammered and plastered and overdoing it. Don't do that. Just have a good time. Sip on a little bourbon. Get you a little nightcap or whatever you got to do. But do it responsibly, all right? I love you guys. See you on the next one. I'm out.